Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all. The ship's at sea. Welcome to...
Funky over here today. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's acting funky as hell over here. So, hey, did y'all see what we was about to talk about? All of a sudden, as soon as I put that in there, the computer started acting like it ain't got no goddamn sense. Son of a bitch. Out here tripping. I don't care. I told y'all what we talking about. So obviously, y'all need to know. Y'all need to know. There you go. Let me help y'all out. I did trip. Yep. It's that dude again. They love to hate. You love to hate.
They love to hate. Love to hate. Steel toe beast kicking holes in the gate. Middle finger up. While the whole world watch. When my troops start barking, watch the whole pack stop. Yeah, the fucker they love to hate. Love to hate. Midwest rage in the village.
They love to hate me.
Your dick lickers, but the proofs don't weigh. I'm the fist in your mouth that the cowards obey. Yeah, step in the room like an inferno with boots. Kick the door off hinges with rage in the boot. You a loud ass bitch when the Wi-Fi strong, but this giant stomps in and your spine went gone. An atomic bomb spitter with a militant pen. Every word like a brick through the lies of men. Fucking keyboard killers with plastic grins. I'm a problem in the flesh when the beat come in. See, I'm cut from the cloth where the code stay tight. With respect ain't tweeted, it's proven in fight. Fucking tough guy means with a fake ass bite. I'm getting lit gun versus in the dead. Motherfuckers talk slick till the dragon shows teeth. Then they mumble and shuffle when they face the heat. All that rah-rah shit get quiet real quick when his king walks in. The fraud gets sick. Yeah, the fucker they love to hate. Love to hate. Black top soul and a veteran's gate. Talking bullshit, but you hesitate when this beast in the room start demonstrating fate. Yeah, the fucker they love to hate. Love to hate. Voice so sharp it decapitates. Every fake king sitting on plastic plates. When I want the crown, they disintegrate. Fuck your fake ass swagger and your bargain been thrown. You a rumor with a rhythm and a dial tone phone. I'm a sledgehammer sitting crack ribs in the zone. Lead a mic stand smoking when the villain goes. You was flexing in a circle full of yes men fools till the pressure got heavy and exposed the tool. Now the tough guy posture look loose and frail like a cardboard tank in a hailstorm. How I spit gravel and gunpowder, rage in the chest. You spit bubblegum bars for a TikTok press. You a sitcom dog with a laugh track rep. I'm a brick through the glass of your goddamn set. See the difference between us? I mean every word. You rehearsing your lines and that bullshit you heard. When the truth get loud, you start slurring your verbs while I'm stomping your nuts like a riot disturbed. Hey, yo, hold up. All that tough talk, shut the fuck up. All that fake flex, shut the fuck up. All that keyboard gangster shit, shut the fuck up. You ain't built for the smoke, motherfucker, back up. You talk big when the room full of cowards that clap, but the truth hit the street and you fold like a man. I don't argue with clowns, I dismantle the act, kick the door off the hinges and expose where it's at. Flow, yeah, the fucker they love to hate. Black top soul and a veteran gate, hiding behind keyboards, spewing hate, but they only pussies tempting fate. Yeah, the fucker they love to hate. Love to hate. They cried like hoes on my birthday. Yet they continue to try to eat off my plate. Under my cold gaze, they disintegrate. Now the silence get thick when my voice explodes like a pressure cooked bomb when the lid get blown. All that fake ass shit you be pushing online gets ghost when these lyrics shatters your spine. I'm the scream of rage from the concrete block where the real don't beg for a seat at the top. You a loud ass fuckers with rented props. I'm an earthquake burst, make the universe rock. See, the game needs venom and I'm a cobra that's mild. Then my syllables are unleashed like a blade in a trial. They can cry, they can hate, they can scream, denial. But this voice stays stomping in a hostile style. So remember my name when the speakers vibrate. When the bass line punches like a fist on a gate. They can talk all day, but the verdict stays straight. I'm still the motherfucker you love to hate. Don't let the appearance fool you. I'm not a nice guy. Be afraid when you see me, or stay hating the goddamn corner. Bitches!
I try to be indecent. I'm sorry. Did I say I try to be indecent? I try to be decent. I try to be decent. But I'm not. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. All right. We getting right into this goddamn show. I wanted y'all to hear that because that's the mood I'm in. Godzilla -1 ultimate roar. Let's have a good show this time, kids. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, good morning, Mr. Miss America, and all the ships at sea. Welcome to a Misunderstandings and Furniture Moving Monday episode of The Sound of Coffee on Ghost Claw Productions Radio, GCPR, where every voice matters. My name is Thomas Bishop. I am known as the Villain. My title and designation is the Brutalist, the leader of the Villains Guild, a proud, upstanding member of the Outcast Nation. I'm so woke, I'm the reason your mother and father are divorced. Because your daddy wanted to stay asleep, and your mama's like, if that's all that woke, I'm going to go follow that. That if that's woke, baby, I'm going to follow that because she saw my wokeness, and she also saw my...
Daddy long stroke. You can't smoke it. Daddy long stroke. You can't toke it. Daddy long stroke. 8 inches. Come on, DV.
That's right. I said it, and I ain't taking it back. What you want me to do? Your mama recognized the skills. All right, kids. I'm going to talk about something today, but let me start off with this premise. White people who use the word woke do not want to use, they think the word woke means anti-white people. I said what I said. There you go. Pissing in the pool now, Thomas, ain't you? Yep, I damn sure am. I said what I said. Hey, Star, how's the boyfriend? He's getting released tomorrow. Yes! Kiss Roman in the mouth for me. Kiss him in the mouth for me. And tell him the next time his ass get into a damn motorcycle accident, I'm coming to take his goddamn motorcycle boot. I'm dead ass. I'm taking a boot. Good morning, Annabelle, with your boot, sir. Dragon, I know, listen, Dragon, I know y'all how smart y'all are. I don't put shit past the beans. Y'all are some of the most intelligent people I've ever met. But we have to have this discussion. Which, you know what? I'm going to start with something Witchy put into the group chat, where she said basically what had happened was eugenics. YouTuber sparks outrage after announcing he and his wife terminated pregnancy. YouTuber Jesse Ridgway revealed he and his wife terminated a pregnancy after a Down syndrome diagnosis, sparking viral backlash and political debate. Now, Jay Thomas is in the building. Y'all, it's a party. When Jay Thomas shows up, it's a party. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Argue with your mama. But this is what Witchy said, right? Witchy said, I need to put this out there. This is eugenics masquerading as pro-choice. It would be like aborting a child because they, quote, might be autistic. I guess I draw a line when it becomes a situation of selfishness because it's hard. Now, I agree with Witchy. I agree with Witchy. I do. I agree with it. I agree with it. I agree with it. Because I cannot imagine a world without my daughter in it. I cannot, like, she's here, right? I didn't even know what raw love was until she came in my life. There was a lie her mother used to tell all the time that I asked her for I told her to get an abortion. I was going to pay for it. That's a goddamn lie. That is a goddamn lie. For all of my children, I've said the exact same thing. Take a DNA test, make sure the kid's mine. I will love that kid until the day I die. The end. That's it. I have never once in my life said, hey, why don't you abort that baby? Because for me, I'm never going to ask a woman to do something she doesn't want to do. Never going to do it. Morning, Janda. So, no, I would never do something like that. Now, I know y'all are thinking, how does the story that Witchy put in the Discord, what does that have to do with woke? I will explain it to you. You see, we now live in a country where difficult means get rid of it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. That's where we live now. This is the place that we live at right now. And I will bring it back to the word woke. Now, I'm going to play y'all a video. It's from the Decency Rebellion. And let me make sure I repost it just in case. Right? Right? This is from the Decency Rebellion. Before I play this video, let me help y'all with a understanding of something. Okay? To be woke is to be aware. That is always what it has always meant. To be woke is to be aware. To be woke is to be aware. That's it. To be aware of injustice. But in this bullshit ass time that we live in now, woke means anything the white person that's saying it wants it to mean. Anything. Just like these parents who found out that their child, Wolfie, I got you. I forgot to send you that email this past weekend. Just like these parents who found out their child has Down syndrome and they decided to abort it. It wasn't because the kid had Down syndrome. It was about their comfort in taking care of a child with Down syndrome. And see, JLC, I can understand why you would say that. I can understand exactly why you would say that. On the other hand, I'd rather do that to the child than to get here and be abused because they couldn't handle responsibility. And JLC, I understand exactly why you said that. But that abortion in and of itself, I'm using that as a what is the word I'm looking for? As an example of how woke is used. It's an example of how woke is used. Say, let's have a morning, Witchy. I was just talking about you. Hey, let's have a difficult conversation about the racist history in this country. Oh, that's just woke. I don't want to talk about it. What? America has a racist history. I know, but talking about it is just woke. How? How is that woke? Hey, let's talk about the Trail of Tears and the injustices that have been visited upon the Native and Indigenous community. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. That's just woke. Because the complex nature of it is so vast that people would rather label it something and not talk about it, get rid of it or whatever, than to actually have these difficult conversations. That's what I mean. Do I agree or disagree with the parents that decided to abort this child? I have no opinion on it because it's not my kid. It's not my kid. I've said this forever, and I will continue to say this. I ain't got a uterus. What the hell are you asking me questions for? I don't know. My personal feelings are one thing. But if I'm not knocking her up, nor am I carrying it, I don't have an opinion on this shit, right? But I would be willing to have that conversation. I would be willing to have that conversation. I would. The child has Down syndrome. Let's talk about it. What are the things that we need to expect while we have a child with Down syndrome? Let me go ahead and get my life ready. Now, that is me. That's me. But a lot of people would go, oh, a kid with Down syndrome? Yeah, just get rid of it. That's what they use woke that exact same way. That exact same way. Woke is a shield from any serious conversation. No, Jay Thomas, I did not know there was a highway of tears. So let me go ahead and play this video, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about it on the other side. Ready? Ready for some misunderstandings and some furniture moving? Way to go. Again, I'm glad. I love the fact that every one of y'all have an opinion on this. I am glad of it. I'm so glad of it. Seriously, so glad of it. But, like I said, I'm using it as a jump-off point for a conversation that I think we all really need to have now. So this is from a TikTok account called The Decency Rebellion. It is a white dude. This is a white man talking. Please take a listen.
Will be woke no longer.
We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob.
What the hell are these guys saying? They sure as hell are saying something, but the meaning isn't in the words they're saying. It's in what lives underneath of them. Woke, huh? Apparently these guys think that's a bad thing these days. In 1923, a Jamaican philosopher and activist named Marcus Garvey sent a message to all of his black brothers and sisters across the world. Wake up, Ethiopia. Wake up, Africa. When Garvey said this, most of Africa was still under European control in one form or another, except Ethiopia. It was one of the few African nations that still resisted European colonization, which is why Garvey used Ethiopia as a signal to the rest of the people who descended from Africa. In 1938, the blues musician Leadbelly wrote and recorded a protest song called Scottsboro Boys about 9 black teenagers who were falsely accused of assaulting 2 white women and then sentenced to death. In the recording, he issues a warning. I made this little song about down there, so I advise everybody to be a little careful when you go down there. Just stay woke. Keep your eyes open. This was the first recorded use of the phrase stay woke. In 1962, the New York Times ran an article by the black novelist William Melvin Kelly titled, If You're Woke, You Dig It. What Kelly went on to describe in the article was how slang and language that traced its roots back to black jazz musicians primarily was being taken and changed by predominantly white beatnik poets until eventually black people would abandon the phrases or the words and start over. This is important, and we'll get to why here in a minute. The term woke, in the sense that we're talking about it today, isn't new. It's lived in Black American vernacular for nearly a century, and it continues to. Why it continues to live and be relevant to Black Americans is important. In 2014, Michael Brown was killed in Ferguson, Missouri. Black Lives Matter activists adopted the phrase "stay woke" during the protest as a call to remind people to stay alert to police violence, systemic racism, to call out the real gap that exists between what our country says it is and what it actually does. Still, this is when the right latched onto the phrase and turned it into a weapon. The weaponization happened in phases, though. Between 2017 and 2019, they sort of scoffed at it and dismissed it as just virtue signaling. Between 2019 and 2021, conservative media really started working the term woke into their scripts as a catch-all smear for anything that they felt was too progressive, was related to racial injustice, and eventually it became anything that resembled the broader topic of social justice. Ron DeSantis built his whole presidential campaign around an anti-woke position. This is pretty clear, as we heard him quote earlier. We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. And in Florida, they've been pushing that agenda ever since. The problem is these dumbasses don't even know what it stands for anymore. During a CNN interview, Jake Tapper asked DeSantis what woke meant. And DeSantis said, "Not everyone really knows what wokeness is." I think that probably applied to himself too. Why does all of this matter? It's just a simple phrase, right? Wrong. You don't dump this much time and effort and energy into drafting legislation, building pundit talking point campaigns, tear down this idea and build a whole political identity around something if the thing they're rallying against isn't real. What does that mean? It means that their energy, their foot stomping, name calling, and fist shaking is confirmation of the very thing they're shouting down. Our institutions are full of all of the isms that have kept certain people underserved, underprivileged, and underrepresented for the whole of our country's history. And these fuckers would really like it to stay that way. And the way they're doing it is by trying to assume ownership over a phrase, to twist it and turn it into a weapon against the people who created it. Now, why am I talking about this? This hasn't been my lived reality. Look at me. Look at this. I am not a Black American. I'm not an Asian American, a Native American. I'm not a woman. I'm not gay or trans, but my eyes work. I see what's been going on. My ears work. I listen when my Black friends share their perspective with me, when my wife or my daughters share their perspective with me, when my gay, lesbian, or trans friends share their perspective with me. In this instance, stay woke is relevant because Black people specifically are still fighting against the same shit they've been fighting against since white people like me threw them onto a boat 400 years ago and slapped chains on them. I can't do much, but I can sure as hell make some space for them and throw a bullshit flag when and where I can, because I want our future to be better than our past. And that goes for everyone, not just people who look like me. I'm Ian. This is the Decency Rebellion.
I can't play that song. Now, Witchy, I want to take this comment and I want to bring it into the broader conversation. I look at this whole abortion thing as that child had a chance, but because it wasn't perfect, they chose to abort. Witchy, that is exactly why I am talking about what I'm talking about today. People have an opportunity to learn. They just choose not to. How you feel about abortion or pro-life, pro-choice, whatever, that is you actively having an opinion about something, whether you voice it or not. As a guy, I don't have a uterus. I'm not pro-choice or pro-life. I'm pro-mind your own mother effing business. That's me, though. That is me. I understand the complexities of childbirth. I understand children with disabilities. I understand people with disabilities. How I feel about it is my way of feeling about it, but I am aware of the conversation. In this landscape, dumbing down is what they want you to do. God damn it, Shab. Shab came in. Good morning, folks. As a Texas resident, I can safely say no matter how bad it gets, the Spurs will be at most the second most embarrassing thing at MSG tonight. God dang. Yes, Jack's mom. All right. Jack's mom has a mutual aid request. Where did she put it? Where did she put it? Where did she put it? Did you put it in the Discord, Jack's mom? Oh, by the way, we got the $5 super chat. Got a $5 super chat.
Donations, gifts.
God damn, Shaft, that is wild. If you put it, did you put it in the Discord server? Let's see. All right, we got a mutual aid request from Jack's mom. Good morning, everyone. I am putting this on here again, hopes that I can have Thomas read it on air and hopefully reach more people. I was renting a room from the owner of the bakery I work at. The agreement has ended and I found a new place to live, but I miscalculated my money and I don't have enough to pay last month's rent. If I could borrow from someone a few to add up or at least close to what I need, I can pay at least half by this Friday and the rest by next Friday. This is not a donation request. It's a loan request for 2 weeks at most. I'm afraid if I don't pay it back this week, he could fire me. The total amount I need is $1,062. I have a Cash App and a Venmo. Thank you. All right. Jack's mom's Cash App is on the Discord server. If you would like to donate or you can donate, please do so. See, Jack's mom, I see you. I see you. All right. This is where we, as a society, have failed ourselves. Last week, I put in for a flag. My son that passed at 8 months old had Danny Walker syndrome, 2 different types of seizures, and was partially deaf, and had a cleft lip and a cleft palate. I didn't abort, but I was asked to. And see, again, these are the conversations that America needs to have. Where numerous people with Down syndrome and they are capable, I have disability, and I'm able to do this, but still need extra help. Why wasn't I aborted? This is what I'm talking about, kids. These conversations are needed. Why hasn't America had the conversation about body autonomy yet? Why hasn't America had the conversation about body autonomy yet? Why? We slam things into pro-choice versus pro-life, but that's not really how it works. A lot of pro-lifers, a lot of people that proclaim themselves to be pro-life have had abortions. A lot of people that claim themselves to be pro-choice have had difficult child rearing. But again, we don't have the conversation in public anymore. We tried when they passed Roe v. Wade, but do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was the comfort of evangelical Christian conservatives that got rid of goddamn Roe v. Wade. They were the only group that mattered. Nobody else was heard from. No one else was heard from. And then we just go pro-life, pro-choice, and then go on about our business. There are nuances to everything. There are complexities to everything. Being woke means you understand those complexities and you talk about them in public. Listen to the 3 things Ron DeSantis said that he was going to get rid of woke act. Just listen to it.
No longer.
We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob.
What the hell are these?
Think about it. Think about it. Legislature, schools, business. The three things that American white men have made their bread and butter on. They have literally made their bread and butter on those 3 things. They pass laws to benefit themselves. Their businesses have standards and practices that push out so many different people. And then you have an education system that is supposed to teach kids to be prepared for the next, the next stage of life, whether it's working, whether it's going to college, what have you. Do you see now how that works? Where they want to fight this shit at, in those 3 places. So guess what? We don't have conversations about anything serious because it's labeled as woke, and we go on about our business. The person who gave me the abortion option was the specialist I went to see who told me my son was disabled. But see, that's the thing, Harley. We don't ever have these conversations. And America is blissfully ignorant. What did I read to y'all last week? 54% of Americans, over half of the Americans that are walking around here right now, read below a 6th grade level. That is a serious issue. Will we take it as such? No. No, we won't. We will not. Because that is a failure on the education system. That is a failure on the education system. Will we talk about it? Nope. It's woke. Why are we doing it? Annabelle says, playing devil's advocate. As a society, we treat the disabled as third-class citizens or non-existent. They're discriminated against as being less than. Instead of subjecting the child to punishment, they gave the child the gift of death so his soul can move on. It still is an open conversation. What that couple did was their choice. That was their choice. Their choice. My twin daughters have Turner syndrome, intersex genetics, aligning XXY, and Elora has 1X. The doctors at Camp Lejeune Naval Hospital, OBGYN, try to talk me into boarding them every appointment. They're trying to push you into a conversation is what they're trying to do. Do you know why we don't talk extensively about the brutalities of slavery? What do they tell y'all? It would make white people and white children feel bad. Really? We just had a 14-year-old 3 years ago get killed by a shop owner. So that 14-year-old black kid can get killed, but we can't talk about the legacy of why a man like Rick Chow thought it was okay to shoot a black kid in the back, because that might make white kids feel bad. The youngest person ever put to death in the United States was named George Stinney. George Stinney was like 12, I think, 11 or 12 years old. He was so small that he had to sit on his own Bible to fit into the electric chair. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that the youngest person ever put to death in the United States was a little black kid? Do you know why he was put to death? He was accused of killing 2 little white girls. The jury deliberated for an hour. 1 hour. Oh, yeah, exactly, Chris Lotus. And then they exonerated him years later. George Stinney should have died peaceably at 90-something years old. But to talk about that somehow makes little white kids feel bad? Are we doing like that? The fact that Rick Chow, who believes himself to be a vigilante, because this was the fourth shooting. No, this was the third shooting. I personally think the fourth shooting should be the last shooting. I said what I said. I don't care. I don't care. Kiss my ass. I don't care. People seem to think that when slavery ended, everything was great, and it wasn't. There was 100 years between the end of slavery and the passing of the Civil Rights Act. There's 100 years. Do you think black folks in the South had it easy in that 100 years? Hell no. Hell no. The reason I will smack the shit out of somebody if they try to equate the Black Panthers with the Triple K is this. The Black Panthers ain't got a body count. Thank you, Witchy. They chose their comfort over a child. Comfort. Comfort. It is comfortable to not have these conversations. It is comfortable to label everything woke. It is comfortable to not understand what that word even means. It's comfortable. To learn that a lot of people's grandmas and grandpas showed up at some goddamn lynchings would make you feel bad. Feel bad. That is comfort. Comfort. Moms for Liberty exists because white people don't want to talk about history. What? I'm going to say that one more goddamn time. Let me say that one more time. Moms for Liberty exists because white people do not want to have an uncomfortable conversation about history. I'm with you, brother. Child got off because the kid was black and that BS murder, plain and simple. Yep. That is my, way to go, sis, but we need to have the conversation around a teen who allegedly steals water from his family alongside of it. It's both a symptom of racism and a symptom of economic system. Again, we should be having these conversations, but we don't. And look at the people that are trying to tell white folks, because they ain't talking to our black ass. They are not talking to our black asses. I'm sorry. Any Coonesian you see out there going, yeah, get rid of woke. Any Coonesian you see out there saying that stupid shit, dismiss them hoes and just pee on them. Just pee on their leg. Pee on their leg. They're talking to white people. Now, your economic lives are not bettered when Republicans are in office. They're slightly better when Democrats do it, but only because Democrats understand, bitch, you got to come home. Republicans don't give a goddamn about your ass. Let's just be honest with you. Okay? Way to go. Black fatigue is woke with another word. That's all that is. We need to have a conversation about the fact that we have for-profit private prisons and the prison industrial complex. Do you think we will? No, we won't. We won't. White people that seem to believe that we only protest when a black life is shot in the streets by a cop fail to understand that you don't think cops do that to white people too? They do. We're trying to stop all of that. The George Floyd Fairness in Policing Act would not have just covered black people. Just like the Civil Rights Movement was not just for black people. Rick Chow is in the country able to shoot a black kid in the back because of the Civil Rights Movement. Argue with your goddamn mama. We do have a country that, while everybody is thinking about Epstein, thank you for bringing it up, Janda, we have clergy that were moved throughout the Catholic Church after doing horrible things towards children. Do we want to talk about it? No, because the Catholic Church is one of the most powerful denominations in the United States. We give money to Israel. Israel has all the things we should have in the United States, and they're trying to dictate, or they have been dictating our foreign policy in the Middle East for decades. Do we want to talk about it? No. No. Blissfully ignorant. That's what they want you to be. Because as long as you're blissfully ignorant, you ain't asking no questions. If you ain't asking no questions, you don't you get what you get. You get what you get. To be woke is to be aware. That's all woke ever meant. To be aware. To be aware. To be aware. That's it. All this other bullshit y'all hear, it is to be aware. Annabelle with the $5 super chat.
Donations, gifts.
The child put the water down and kind of walked away. The store owner shot him in the back, and this was child's fourth time he popped someone. It was his third. I'm wishing his fourth was his last. It was his third. Star says, the fact that women look like me benefited the most from affirmative action, that pisses me off every time the topic comes up. Do y'all remember the lawsuit that a bunch of Asian students brought to the Supreme Court that ended affirmative action? Now they're afraid to apply because they believe that their ethnicity will be held against them. It's because you weren't woke. Had you been woke, you'd have been aware. To be woke is to be aware. To understand that there are injustices in the United States that aren't just, oh, this randomly happened. These are written into the marrow of the bones of the United States. It has always been this way. Always. I know. I'm asking the Caucasian coffee beans. Tell me if you've heard this before. That's how they all act. Tell me if you've heard that before. That's how they all act. That's how they all act. Have y'all not heard that before? And usually, when somebody in your circle says that's how they all act, they're not talking about white people, are they? Are they? No, they're not. They're usually talking about Am I lying? Am I lying? They're usually talking about one random person in a group. Go into TikTok and look at any of the videos where black people are fighting. You will see the words, the usual suspect. Why? They're talking about us, our black ass. I need you to think about that. That is in the marrow of the bones of the United States. The only reason they let poor white people into the club is because poor white people, along with every other marginalized group in America, outnumber the rich and powerful in this bitch. Thank you, Witchy. Like, I'm not afraid of black people. I'm afraid of the demographic. Bitch, you're afraid of black people. And your ass is Asian American. Who taught you that? I've told y'all this before. Racism is America's greatest export. Always has been and always will be. It ain't steel. It ain't munitions. It ain't freedom and none of that shit. It's racism. From outside the United States, if your ass plan on coming here, you will have to learn racism. And it will be taught to you as many times as possible. While you're seeing bald eagles and flags and baseball and shit, you're also seeing thugged out black folks, knife wielding Latinos, Asians that are the model minority. They pump that shit to you, then you come to America. It's almost like they give it to you as with your passport. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. The time. All the time. To be woke is to be aware of it. The conversation around abortion, the conversation we've been having this morning about abortion, that is a conversation that needs to be had. And it ain't about abortion. It's about body autonomy. Body autonomy. Jamila, tell Jeffrey I said good morning. Little rapscallion him. It's about body autonomy. What do you control? Because we could easily be talking about a woman who voluntarily gives up her uterus, and somehow this becomes a big debate. Why? It's her body. It is her body. Do y'all do not have to like the decision that this couple made. But the conversation around it should be something you should be wanting to have, willing to have. Pro-life, pro-choice, pro-whatever. You should be willing to have it, but we don't. We give y'all 2 boxes, and then we move the hell on because nobody wants to talk about it. Why? Because being woke is bad. For a white person to talk to other white people and to try to challenge the racism in your own goddamn family, that's a bridge too far, because this is grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, Uncle Jake, Aunt Jilly, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, that dude you giving some good pussy to, that dude that's giving you some good dick. To have a conversation about racism with any of them challenges the idea that your parents are not great, or challenge the idea that your parents are great. And some people don't want to do that. They don't. They would like to live blissfully ignorant in a country filled with this much goddamn diversity. Do you know what replaced woke? DEI. That's what replaced woke. Exactly, Witchy. Exactly. And see, that's the thing. Witchy is willing to have that conversation. Witchy is willing to say, as a woman, this is how I feel. I am willing to listen to somebody who feels differently than me. That's a conversation that needs to be had. Because guess what? It's body autonomy. The fact that what a woman does in the United States, what a woman does with her body has to be everybody's goddamn conversation is bullshit. It should be a conversation amongst people who can have children. Not every guy needs to be involved in this shit. DEI replaced woke. And guess what? It will be something else later on down the line, because we have to continue to remain blissfully ignorant in bullshit. They want us to continue to be blissfully ignorant in bullshit. They do. And the problem never gets solved, nor does the problem get better, because you don't talk about it. What do they always say? No cancer diagnosis goes away when you not talking about it. The shit ain't never happened. The shit never will happen. It never will happen. But this is how America has operated. And the result of that is 54% of Americans reading below a 6th grade level. The result of that is politicians who just want your vote so they can slash your benefits and cut the taxes for rich people get elected. Youngkin over in Virginia, that's the whole way he got elected. He even said it. I am running on an anti-woke campaign, and he won on that shit. What is the reading level, the average reading level of a citizen in the state of Virginia? What is it? What is it? It is the way Republicans and Democrats continue to get you riled up about shit, because they literally will have you walk past a goddamn forest fire with your house in the middle of it to go worry about, oh, there's a flame in somebody's garden. They do it all the time. Both sides of the aisle. When people say both sides are the same, that's what they mean. Or if they don't, this is what they should mean. Difficult conversations are not being had in the United States. The idea that America is the greatest country on earth, yet all you have to do to be a part of it is be born here. You ain't got to earn it. Your mom and dad skeet in Idaho. You get born in Mississippi and somehow you're part of the greatest country on earth. I'm going to say that again. Your mom and dad get busy in the back of a Honda Accord in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Your mom, 9 months later, gives birth to you in Biloxi, Mississippi. By that birth, you are now part of the greatest country on earth, and you are the greatest person on the face of the earth. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. Wolfie said everything that they're doing in Australia, everything they're doing in the U.S., Australia seems to be following because it works. Do y'all realize Steve Bannon went around the world in different elections spreading the shit that Donald Trump is doing? Y'all do understand that. Think of your country, he's been there. Oh, well, not my country. Yes, yours. If you have a far-right grouping anywhere in, excuse me, exactly, thank you, Michael Pruitt, assuming your skin is the right color. Any place in the world where you have the far right all of a sudden rising the hell up, Steve Bannon's pus-filled face ass was over there. Britain has Nigel Farage. France has Marie Le Pen. All of them acolytes of Steve Bannon. Viktor Orban in Hungary, acolyte of Steve Bannon. If you have a far-right movement somewhere in your country, Steve Bannon has his fingers in it. And what's the one goddamn thing you are almost assured to get when that man shows up in your country? Anti-woke bullshit. Anti-woke bullshit. They literally took what worked in the United States and spread it worldwide. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are atrocities being done all over the world. The Congo is experiencing a genocide. The Sudan is experiencing a genocide. Palestine is experiencing a genocide. But nobody wants to use that word, because to use that word brings up a difficult conversation. It does. Africa has been exploited for centuries by different countries all over the world during colonization. The United States is a colonization experiment. But you mean to tell me y'all can do all this hell to get where we are right now? To get where we are right now. But please don't talk about it. Oh, that's woke. How? To acknowledge the atrocities that the United States did in order to build this greatest country on earth is now woke. That's called history, kids. That's American history. That's what that is. That is American history. That is American history. But how many people in the United States would say that out loud? The other one is social justice warrior. I hate that. I hate those phrases. I loathe that phrase so goddamn much. I could just snap. That's the shit that would turn me into the Incredible Doomsday Hulk. That phrase, social justice warrior. I hate that shit. Look at Wolfie just said this. At the moment, our main problem here is we have a neo-Nazi group, and the leader is a complete pain in the ass which in turn makes the whole group of assholes. The biggest influence on all of this is Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was the ultimate anti-woke person. He was. He didn't want to talk about the fact that Germany put itself in the economic situations that led to what they were before his rise. He didn't want to talk about that. He didn't want to talk about that. The fact that Germany went to war with the world and the world whooped their ass and they lost a bunch of things. They didn't industrialize. They didn't revolutionary their industries. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. No. Let's blame the Jews. The Jews did it. The Jews did it. The intellectuals did it. Any country that bans books is not a good country. I said what I said. I said exactly what the hell I said. Any country that bans books is not a good country. It's not. I don't give a shit how bad the goddamn book is. If you ban it, you're not a good country. Any country that encourages book burning is not a good country. Adolf revolutionized. Thank you, Troy. That word was whooping my ass this morning. Beating the shit out of me. Where do you think the Nazis learned their bullshit from? America. You see, we don't want to talk about that. To talk about that is woke. Woke. That means that the system that the United States had put in after the end of slavery was so impressive to far-right dickheads that they actually mimicked it. Adolf Hitler isn't even the worst mass murderer in the world. He killed 6 million Jews, Romanis, homosexuals, things of that nature. King Leopold killed twice that. Well, why don't we talk about Leopold? Oh, because his victims were Congolese. Most of Leopold's victims are Congolese. Actually, all of Leopold's victims were Congolese. Do you know in Belgium today, they make chocolate hands? You know why that's disrespectful? Because one of the things that old Leopold would do to the Congolese people is this. You didn't bring enough rubber. He would cut off your hand. You did that twice. He cut off both of them. Yet Belgium walks around here making chocolate hands. Do we talk about this? No. Of course not. Of course not. This is the way the world wants you to operate with blinders on. Queen, you know you ain't never late to the sound of coffee. Stop that. The Khmer Rouge killed 1 million people. Stalin killed 30 million. Mao killed 35, 40 million. But because these people did not look white, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. When they were colonizing the West, one of the ways they wanted to get rid of native and indigenous tribes all throughout the West was to kill the buffalo. They had something called the White Mountain. You know what the White Mountain was? The skulls of buffalo. They were so high that they literally made a mountain. You were so hard up to get that land that rather than directly killing these people, you killed their source of food. Millions of buffalo. But again, This is the part of American history they do not want you to know. Rich white men have committed all the atrocities across the face of the earth. Colonization, the usage of religion, the usage of advanced weaponry against people who didn't even know that was possible. The only reason Israel even exists as a country right now is so that Britain and the United States can have a pit bull in the Middle East. But do you think they give a shit about Jews? Hell no. They don't care. It was a Democratic president, FDR, that sent an entire steamship load of Jews who were running away from Hitler, sent that bitch right the F back. To talk about it means you hate America. So the other part is the addressing of these atrocities, which is where the amnesia part comes in. They will have poor white men believing that it was a Mexican that stole their job. I want you to think about what I just said. Somebody who literally ran through a desert at night with scorpions and snakes and shit somehow showed up in Phoenix, Arizona, dusty, dirty, know nothing, and said, I need work, because there's the only three words he knows in English. And somehow Bob, who's been working at the tire place for 20 years, all of a sudden loses his job. You know how stupid that sounds? Do you know how goddamn dumb that sounds? That's the dumbest thing. The fact that people heard that like, take me job. Are you out of your goddamn mind? No. You know who took your job? A rich man. Not a Mexican man, a rich man. The fact that there were unions in the 40s and 50s that would not unionize with black workers or Latino workers or Asian workers. The fact that a whole lot of brown, Asian, native and indigenous, a lot of them not realizing that when they passed the Voting Rights Act, they were passing it for your dumb ass too. When they passed the Civil Rights Act, they were passing it for your dumb ass too. Do you think black folks were the only ones that went through poll taxes? Are you kidding me? The abortion issue is a perfect way to stop women from talking. Because you don't even hear from them. You don't. You hear from men who can't carry a baby. You'll hear tons from men about abortion. It's not about abortion. It's about body autonomy. And if women are not in the room to talk about a woman controlling her body, you are not having a conversation. You are dictating shit. The Took My Job episode came out on my 7th birthday. God damn it, Edo. Oh, Edo, we're going to open this box today. This is where the idea of being mad at woke or white people even not understanding what woke means. This is what pisses me off. The knowledge is out there. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if you went to a prep school. I don't care if you went to an inner city school. I don't give a shit. You got a piss poor education. You did. You did. You did. The fact that there are Asian and Pacific Islander people that do not remember the Chinese Exclusion Act is because of our education system in the United States. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about the fact that they brought over Filipino men to work on bridges and buildings and shit, but would not allow them to bring Filipino women because, quote, and this was their words, we don't want them breeding. But you a Filipino out here fighting for acceptance from this same white patriarchy, can't get that word out of my goddamn mouth. The same white systems that said that shit? Are you out of your mind? Let me fight for the system there that one time told me Filipino men can come, but Filipino women can't because they might breed. They looked at you as livestock. They looked at you as cheap labor, but heaven forbid you actually get over here and enjoy some of this shit. Nah, we can't have that. Japanese people forgetting the Japanese internment. There no black folks that put your ass there. It was white people. The white establishment put your ass there. They didn't put Germans in an internment camp, and they didn't put Italians in a German camp, but they made goddamn sure to put your Japanese ass in there, didn't they? You know where you would have learned that? In a school system that taught true history. But no, it's woke. Oh my God. It's woke. Oh no, can't do that. That's woke. Oh no, can't talk about that. That's woke. Bullshit. Bullshit. They keep you ignorant. I will be honest with you all. Before I started school, I was an avid reader. Avid reader. I'd read one book in an entire day. Like I blew past them goddamn Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew books. Just flew through them. I remember my sister getting me a copy of The Empire Strikes Back. I read that thing in 3 days. 3 days. I knew it so well, my sister went out with her boyfriend, Bobby. I'll never forget Bobby. And was literally asking me, what is this? What is this? What is this? Who is that? What does that mean? Everybody knew who Darth Vader was. Everybody knew who Luke Skywalker was. But I knew AT-ATs. I knew Hoth. I knew, Tauntauns and shit like that. That's what, I was an avid reader before I entered school. But even being an avid reader all throughout school, even being able to pass my English classes with flying colors, I learned more outside of the public school system than I ever learned in it. I learned so much more outside of public school than I ever learned in it. Serious. Because the problem is we don't have an education system that is built to teach. We have an education system that is built to warehouse. We are now teaching to the test and not for knowledge. And part of it is, and let's just be dead ass honest with it, America's not that great. It is not that goddamn great. I'm sorry. Kiss my ass. I'm sorry. No government on the face of the earth has been fantastic and great for everybody. The UK, your yam education system over there is piss poor and ass. Yes, it is. Australia, you got a public school system that's booty cheeks. If you're in Germany, booty cheeks. If you're in France, extra booty cheeks with a baguette. It's all ass meat, all of it, all of it. Why do they tell you? Why do they tell you history is written by the winners? The only time in American history that has not been true was the Civil War. The losers got a chance to rewrite all of the war, the entire reasoning for it, and everything else. They also got a chance to put statues of traitors all around America. But go touch one and watch what happens. Just go out there and say, why do we have a Robert E. Lee statue? God damn it, let's take that bitch down. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. It is because America has always practiced atrocities and amnesia. The amnesia part is the reason the word woke bothers these people so much. Because, oh my God, you cannot possibly tell the truth about this place. And no other country is going to do it. Do you know what I know about Australia? Everything over there wants to kill me in the gun ban that they did after a mass shooting. That's it. America, thank you, Dragon, because I was just getting ready to bring that up. America is built for your bias. It is not built for your well-being. America, the operating system of the United States, is built for your biases and not your well-being. The words like social justice warrior, woke, DEI, CRT. These things are said the way they're said to you to continue that bias. That amnesia has to continue to go on. And what is amnesia, kids? Forgetting. Not remembering anything. All of a sudden, in real time, standing in front of you, you start to see injustice. Like George Stinney, a 12-year-old kid that got executed for the death of 2 white girls. The youngest person ever put to death in the United States was a black kid. That shows you they ain't never give a. When they talk about protect the kids and love the kids, they ain't talking about black kids. They ain't talking about no goddamn black kids. Look, Star said, undergrads starting their junior year as history majors in the year of Lady Gaga's Internet 2026 that are still being taught that the Civil War as the war of Northern aggression. Moms for Liberty ain't got shit different than the Daughters of the Confederacy. Period. Same thing, fam. Same thing, new minivan. That's it. That is it. You see a black kid get gunned down by a cop. The narrative starts. He's a thug. He's a criminal. Wasn't no angel. I'll never forget. USA ran an opinion piece that said Michael Brown wasn't an angel. Excuse me. Our black kids don't get a chance to be kids. We are thugged out from birth. Apparently, I came out of my mom's vagina with an AK-47, some gold teeth, ready to rob and kill. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense, Jesus. Fix it, Lord. Apparently, that's how I came out the coochie, ready to rob a white man. Our black kids don't get a chance to be kids. We don't. Latino kids, y'all don't get a chance to be kids. But let a white boy shoot up his whole school. You know what you go see? His kindergarten pictures. I said what I said. I said what I said. Oh my God, it must be the Ritalin. They are programming your asses over and over and over every single day. I guarantee you, this time tomorrow, all of you will be able to say, I got programmed. Somebody tried to program me today. They did. Because it happens all the time. It happens every single day. You have to find the truth in shit. You live in a country with black folk, brown folk, native folk, Asian folk, Jew folk, Muslim folk, gay folk, trans folk. Diversity is already here. It's part of the fabric of this bitch. Jay Thomas, what I mean by that is Michael Brown is labeled before the body hits the ground. He was labeled at the time of his interaction with the cop. Ahmaud Arbery was labeled. Labeled. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? Labeled. From jump. Morning, Chris. From jump. Trayvon Martin was labeled because that's that conditioning. You were conditioned to think that black folks are scary, that we're criminals, we're thugs. We got baby mamas, we sell crack to each other, them babies and shit. You're conditioned. That's why when you see somebody who is conditioned, meet somebody who is not any of those goddamn stereotypes, what's the first thing they do? They freak out. They expect me to come in. I ain't be got no weapon. I don't talk like that. But you conditioned. Oh, that's your mom. Okay, well, Chriswell, good morning, ma'am. Welcome to the Sound of Coffee. My name is Thomas Bishop. You are Wolfie's mother. Welcome. Welcome. You're conditioned. You're conditioned to believe that Asian people are the model minority. They don't get to have nuance. They don't get to fall in love, have sex, get mad, fight. They don't get to swagger because they're the model minority. Model minority. Every trans person wants your kid. Excuse me? How? Meanwhile, the rich and powerful are up here doing all kinds of nasty shit to your kid. Just throwing it out there. Every time I turn around, I hear Chicago. Just say black. Or better yet, don't even just say black. Say nigger. That's what you want to say. Say nigger. That nigger town. Just say that. Say that part. Get it over with. It's in your system. Say it. While you over here fighting woke, how good is your life now? While you over here believing that every black person is a criminal, how is that putting food on the table? Believing Latinos steal your goddamn job, is that putting food on your table? Is it? No. To be fighting woke and DEI and CRT while your ass is starving to death. Make it make sense. In America, a white man with a gun is patriotism. A black man with a gun is a thug. To be woke means that you would know that. Wow. Here we have the Second Amendment. Everybody keeps talking about the Second Amendment, but why is that black man treated differently for holding a gun than that white man was? In America, every woman wants to have an abortion. They just go out partying on Saturday night, Sunday morning, they find out they're pregnant. By Tuesday, they're having an abortion. That's a goddamn lie, and you know it. You know it. The complexity part is a lot of women can't afford abortion. And even more complex, why is my male penis holding ass even having a conversation about what she did with her damn body? There's gonna be women this coming Saturday is gonna be all out in the club. They're gonna find a man, they're gonna bang his brains out, and whatever the hell happens, happens. It's not my life to live. That's not my choice to make. I don't have a uterus. Why am I even being asked? In America, people with disabilities are just special. They're not human beings. Treat them like these fragile things, but also in the back of your head, also say, yeah, they're worth it. We're conditioned like that every day. And like I told y'all, so goes America, so goes the world. The entire world ends up acting like this. We're not just a superpower. We're not just the biggest and the baddest and the richest. We're also trendsetters. Unfortunately, the trends that we set are bad trends. They are rich white man centric. Every trend that I am talking to you about on this show today is literally around the goddamn world, and who benefits? Who benefits? The same rich white men that have always benefited. And they have convinced Australians and French and Germans and Russians poor ones, that they're right. That they're right. We have a worldwide epidemic of stupidity. We have a worldwide epidemic of amnesia. And what is the one way to combat that? By being aware of it. In other words, being woke. You see how this works? Are you getting it yet? Here's some conditioning. Every poor black neighborhood in the United States is only poor because morals. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Has any of y'all ever been able to have a moral sandwich? Have any of you ever been able to eat your morals? No. So to look at rundown black and brown neighborhoods, all of them could be evangelical Christian conservatives. Is still not stopping the fact that there is redlining still in the United States. Still. And there are poor, rundown areas with white people in them. White people experience racism, but not from the people they think they do. They experience it from rich folk. You're foot soldiers. They use your dumb ass as cannon fodder. Every Civil War general for the Confederacy was rich. Every one of them. Every one of them. Who was out there getting their ass blown up? Poor ass white folk. They've always used poor white people as foot soldiers. They've always used you as a buffer between them and the ass whooping they so richly deserve from the rest of us. They found a new way to do it, though, because the old way wasn't working. Some of y'all were actually starting to understand, hey, maybe what them black folks have been saying for a couple of years is true. Maybe I am being screwed by the system. Maybe I should raise up and slay these people. Wait a minute. Did that black person just say woke? Yeah, that's a bad thing. That's bad. Happens all the time. It matters for not. Happens all the time. It matters for not. They put somebody like Barry Weiss in charge of CBS News. Barry Weiss has no experience running a news division for a major television network. But they put that bitch in charge anyway. Why? Because dumbing you down on Fox wasn't enough. They are catering to stupidity. They are catering. This idea that white men are somehow going to be erased from history is bullshit. Yes, the demographic is low around the world. Yes. And no, we don't blame every single white man for every screwed up thing in American history or world history. But what we do blame a lot of white men for is the fact that your voice is the biggest voice. Use that son of a bitch to make change, for the love of God. Use that shit for change. But no. Why would you do that? Why would you be woke? Why would you be woke? Why would you be? Why would you be aware that the system that has been screwing us and you watched also screwed you at the same time? Why would you be aware of that? Why would you be aware of the idiocy of men having a conversation about what women do with their bodies? Why would you be aware of that? Why would you be aware of the White Mountain, millions of buffalo killed to starve out a community that now they just put on a little patch of land, call it a reservation, and keep it moving? Why would you be aware of the fact that the United States government has broken every single treaty that they ever wrote towards those native and indigenous communities? Why would you be aware of that? Why would you be aware that over-policing in poor neighborhoods leads to a prison population? The prison is then owned by corporations. They got to keep that shit full in order to get the government money. Why would you be aware of that? Why would you be aware of the fact that poor white people get blown away by the goddamn cops too? And if we change the way cops and law enforcement operated, it would save more lives. Why would you be aware of this? Why? Why would you be aware of this? They gave you a trinket called white, and you've been running with that bitch ever since. Your life ain't no better. Your daddy's life wasn't better. Your granddaddy's life wasn't better. Your great-great-granddaddy's life wasn't better. But for you to be aware of this and to fight the system requires you to actually take that shit out of the lexicon. Stop looking at yourself as white. Start looking at yourself as a human being. Period. 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 You are a foot soldier. They use you. They give you these Civil War reenactors and these great generals and shit, not realizing that every one of them was rich. A person like yourself would have been in the front lines getting a musket ball in your nuts. To be awoke is to be aware. To be woke is to be aware. I love you, damn it. To be woke is to be aware. Do you think they want awareness here? Hell no. Hell no, they don't want no goddamn awareness here. They want you ignorant so that they can continue to make that ignorance that protects the elite, protects them from the repercussions that they so richly deserve. While you over here arguing about EBT and a black single mother using it, a lot, and I mean 4 figures at least amount of your tax dollars goes to cutting the taxes of Elon Musk, who then is telling you about the great replacement theory. How that is a circle jerk of epic goddamn proportion. To understand the circle jerk means I'm either you are never one of the jerkers. You're always the one getting jerked on. Always. You are the one always covered in semen. You are. These rich elite do this shit to you, and they keep you dumb, they keep you angry, and they keep you armed. Have y'all ever seen a rich man at a Klan rally? You ever seen one? Dude ride up in a Maybach, put on his hood and shit, and he's walking to a Klan rally? No, you haven't. Because the elite play economic racism. They do. The elite, for the love of God, read the DM I just sent you. I couldn't fit a point I was trying to make about systemic biases. This might not make me popular, but it's what needs to be said. All right, Dragon, let's see what you said, buddy. Let's see. All right. Hey, I didn't say anything because I was still processing what you said. You got me right in the feels today. The mantra of a little act of kindness can do a world of good is something I genuinely believe. So you said something in passing that if I didn't hear your tone, I thought you were making it up. You called me your friend. Thank you. Sincerely. I wasn't kidding about all my confidence issues. So hearing someone I respect so much call me his friend, that may not mean much to you, but to me, it means everything. I'm still going to call you Mr. Bishop. Wait a minute. Was that today? Oh, that was June 4th. My bad. You still are my friend. I don't care. All that there, buddy. All right. Sorry, I have to kind of expand on what I mean on institutional biases. Everyone has, and I do mean everyone. This is not a white thing. The bias is taught. The police is the best example I can think of. For white people, there's been a long history of propaganda that shows police as protectors, honorable heroes. They arrest most minorities, which is systemic bias in white people that minorities are bad people. Not because these people are racist, it's because they're just not aware of enough to realize their biases. For minorities, police have been nothing short of assholes. They bully, they flaunt their power, they abuse, they arrest in alarming numbers. This forms a famous anagram, all cops are bastards. It's taught to not trust the police. It's taught not to go to them because it's not safe for them, which then embeds a systemic bias in minorities not to trust cops. It's a vicious and ugly cycle. It's taught at my criminal justice professor say that fixing it will take a lot of work to just undo. There needs to be a change in the justice system, period. It has to be used to break the cycle of systemic biases on both ends. And here's the thing. I will be the first person to tell you I have bias. I will be the first person to tell you. You goddamn right I got it. You goddamn right I got it. I have prejudice. I do. If I find out that you've done something to a child, I prejudge you. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care. There isn't an explanation big enough for me to listen to. Sorry. I prejudged you. Yes. Prejudice. The system as it sits in this country. Hold on. I sent it yet, but I want it very much so. I have task paralysis. Okay. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem with American humanism, humanity as a whole. All right. There is not a perfect country. There isn't. Because the countries that we all live in are populated by people. People have biases. People have prejudice. And there is a system built for them. There always has been, and there always will be. The books on the subject you covered today. Yes. Everybody, look at stars, comments. There are a list of books you need to read. We all have these things. But when you play on somebody's biases rather than appealing to their heart and their mind, that is diabolical work. That is diabolical. The mentality of the average Israeli is that Arabs are bad. Who taught them that? Who taught them that? Who taught them that? Don't give me, oh, well, they bombed this or bombed that. No. Because there is Israeli children that believe that. Israeli children that believe that. We all have biases and prejudices, but we all don't have power to enforce those biases. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. Somebody powerful wanted every Israeli to believe that all Arabs are bad. Somebody did. The United States has built an entire ecosystem on playing to your bias. You see a black community and think they don't have morals. Who taught you that? Do you think everybody in black neighborhoods don't work? Is that it? Do you really walk around here believing that black folks don't work? Christowell, I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Because rich people are lazy. This comes from a powerful institution. And no, it's not a cabal, a shadowy cabal of rich. No, it's the same rich, powerful assholes as always been. It was rich, land-owning white men that brought slavery to the United States. But in 2026, they're teaching you that there were white slaves. No, there were white indentured servants. And if you want to harp on white indentured servants, stop harping on the white part and start harping on the fact that they were indentured servants to begin with. They want your ass dumb. They want you dumb. Because as long as you're dumb, you are not a threat. You understand that? You are not a threat. I do edit a video of a bunch of white men punching themselves in the face. Just punching their goddamn selves in the face. One guy, I thought it was either a tooth or gum. I couldn't figure out which one it was. But he hit himself so damn hard, shit flew out of his mouth. Why were these white men punching themselves in the face? Because they were ready for a fight. They have hyped up poor white men to believe that there will be a race war. No. You are getting ready for a war that not only isn't going to happen, but isn't going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. In this economy, ain't nobody got time for a race war. It's too expensive. Bitch, it's too expensive. It's too expensive for a race war. Some of y'all ain't even got gas money to put gas in your car to drive to the race war. It's too goddamn expensive. It's too expensive. We're going to have a race war. In this economy, bitch, I got to buy bullets. Bitch is too, no. You see all these poor-ass white dudes with arsenal, 30 and 40 weapons. For what? Oh, we're going to take down a tyrannical government. The government's been tyrannical since the founding, bitch. Your poor dumb ass ain't got no power in this. You ain't got no damn time for that shit. And everybody is looking towards the poor as the reason why we're in these economic straits. No, it's 40-something years of Ronald Reagan's punk ass. Tax cuts and deregulation. The reason your water sucks so bad, deregulation. The reason your air is damn near unfit to breathe, deregulation. The reason your food is so overprocessed, deregulation. And then we cut the taxes of the people who should be responsible for this shit. And in the process of doing that, they keep your ass dumb. They keep you stupid as shit. We're going to have a race war. You will never see a rich white, put it this way, David Ellison, Larry Ellison, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, they ain't throwing no goddamn punches. Bitch, they will pay to have your credit effed up. They will pay to F up your credit. You out here race warring, but you buying goddamn weapons on credit, and then all of a sudden your goddamn credit score dropped from 780 to 25. They ain't got to fight you, bitch. They do not have to fight you. They just have to press a couple of buttons or make one goddamn phone call, and the entirety of your life is ass meat. But if you were aware of this, you would stop fighting like this. In other words, woke. But they keep telling you it's a problem. They keep telling you it's wrong. They keep telling you it's bad. They keep telling you these things. Critical race theory makes people hate their white skin. Ain't nobody ever said that. Critical race theory is a law class, an elective law class for lawyers. But you don't know the laws. What difference does it make? Oh, you're talking gibberish. DEI is bad. Oh, look, a black person, another DEI hire. Pete Hegseth is sitting on the promotions of several black soldiers and sailors to one-star brigadier general. Why? Because they don't like black people. You see, they effed up. The game got shown when Donald Trump was elected. The game got shown when Donald Trump was elected. Donald Trump is the worst thing to happen to rich white men ever, because they elected a rich white man who's also a goddamn idiot. Donald Trump is everything. Everything. Hey, Star, why ain't you in the damn Discord? Man, Angry or Jess, whichever one, put Star's ass in the Discord server. She should have been in there. Donald Trump is everything wrong with fighting against woke. Everything. Donald Trump is telling y'all in your face he don't give a goddamn about you. That used to be hidden, kids. They didn't used to say that shit out loud. Here's something those who think a race war need to consider. Charles Manson tried to ignite one for his own selfish purposes. It failed because at the time we knew better. If he had tried today, I'm scared of the result. Donald Trump is the worst thing to happen to the game in a minute. He is Bacon's rebellion in true human form. Who does Donald Trump promote? The strong, the powerful, the rich, the white, the men. Donald Trump doesn't like smart women. He calls them dumb. He calls them stupid. He ain't talking to just one woman reporter. He's not talking to just one woman interviewer. He's talking to every goddamn woman in the United States. Y'all have a purpose. The man even said it himself. He said it himself on, I forgot, Oprah or whatever. He said, when I come home, if dinner's not done, I tend to hit the roof. He's telling y'all what y'all position is. He even said it. We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. Why? Because you're easy to manipulate. He ain't even got to do an atrocity and amnesia. He gives you the goddamn amnesia and then does the goddamn atrocity, and you done ignored it before it happens. He does not like black people. He said that too. He doesn't like Jewish people. He insulted black folks and Jewish people in the exact same sense. I don't want a black person counting my money. The people I want counting my money are the people that wear yarmulkes. Old stereotype that Jewish people are good with money. Old stereotype that black people can't count. Two groups, one shot, boom. He's the worst thing that ever happened to the game. Because the elites, the ones that are in your damn face every day, they're not in some shadowy cabal. They're right in front of you. They want your dumb ass working to death. The heirs of the Walton family. They want you working in Walmart and collecting EBT and food stamps. EBT and welfare. They want that. But when Donald Trump showed up, he's like, well, shit, I ain't even going to try to hide shit anymore. Everybody hypes up how smart Elon Musk is. Hello? Programming. A guy with money is not smart. It's just a guy with money. That is all he is. He's a guy with money. That's it. I knew the programming was balls deep when I heard Christians saying we're being persecuted in the United States. Bitch, you're the largest denomination here on the continent. Mexico, Canada, United States, it's Christianity. Largest denomination on the continent. Yet somehow you're being persecuted? Programming, baby. Programming. The same programming had Rick Chow, an Asian American who is here with the rights and the privileges he has because of the hard work, dedication, blood, sweat, tears, and depths of black people shooting a black child in the back. And it wasn't the first time he had shot at somebody. Shot one person in the leg for stealing. Shot up an entire car for stealing. Rick Chow's out here living the American dream. I got a gun and a store. But you ain't got no power. You're doing this for white validation. They don't give a damn about your little ass. They don't give a shit about none of you. None of you. They use you. They manipulate you. They treat you like you're special. And it's not that you're special. It's that you are yet another buffer between the working class and their rich ass. It happens all the time. It matters for goddamn not. In Australia, the indigenous people that live there, have y'all learned about the history of that? Have you learned about the history of those indigenous people? Probably not. Probably not. Why? Because that would require you to actually understand how bad your ass got screwed. It would require you to learn how bad your ass got screwed. Charlie Kirk, who's still dead on June 7, 2026, said he didn't trust a black pilot. Charlie Kirk came from money. He's a goddamn idiot. Why do y'all think on Twitch you can see streamers twitching for 8 and 9 hours? Keep you dumb. You don't fight when you're dumb. What's the cure to all of that? Woke. 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 To misunderstand history means that when it is repeated on your ass, you won't fight it. I once heard a story about how people train elephants. I will never forget this. I will never, ever forget this. It says you got a young elephant, baby elephant, right? But you want him docile. This is a baby elephant. You chain the baby elephant to a tree, and you put a certain amount of length on that chain. If you want them to stay closer, you take the links out. If you want them to go further, you add links. But when you feed them, that chain is on. When they get water, that chain is on. They sleep under that tree. They live under that tree. And after about 6 months, maybe a year, you take the chain off. And that elephant will stay in that area because they have become used to it. That's how you train an elephant. That's how you train an elephant. What do you think they did to you? And I don't care where you are in the world, within the sound of my voice, I want you to listen to me very closely. They did the same thing to you. They gave you a set of beliefs. Your daddy and mama had them. Your granddaddy and grandmama had them. Your great-granddaddy and your great-grandmama had them. If their life is a dumpster fire having sex with itself, they're still going to pass that bullshit down. Why? Because they're training you. You never think outside the box. You never challenge the thought process. You never look any deeper into what it is that they told you was going on. Whether it's indigenous people, whether it's black folks, whether it's Asian people, whether it's Jewish folks, whether it's Muslim people, whether it's gays and lesbians and trans folks, queers and non-binaries, it doesn't matter. When they want to train your ass, they start small. They said no child is born racist, and that's true. They're trained. And who are they trained by? A man or a woman who was who at one time was a baby. And they were trained. You keep that cycle perpetuated. I love it when I hear white guys say, I'll work for everything I got. Bitch, and I didn't? I'm sitting in a barn that I'm paying for. Using internet, I'm paying for a radio station, I'm paying for. That generates revenue. The house that this barn sits next to, I'm paying for that. And I pay for it with my body. I pay for it with my mind. I will never be the way I was before. Never again. And for this, the federal government said, here's a check every month. We'll see you when you die. Working hard is not a moral, ladies and gentlemen. In the world, it's a necessity. You hear what I am trying to tell you? Meanwhile, an absolute 100% welfare baby, Elon Musk, has not worked for shit. But he's a genius. We have the same problems in Australia with the Aboriginal people getting treated better than white people, where all should be treated the same. Here's the thing about that, Krista. The indigenous people of Australia and the white people of Australia, y'all are all Australian. They tell you that they're treating them better. They'll give you examples of them treating them better. They don't. Because I guarantee you, if you talk to a native or indigenous Australian, they would tell you they treat white people better than they treat us. They're trying to train both of you to believe one is getting something the other one doesn't have. Meanwhile, y'all ain't getting shit. All of y'all are getting crumbs. The elites in Australia eat good. The average Australian might eat a sandwich, and that might be the only thing they eat all day. It's training. It is training. It takes a lifetime to break that shit. It takes a lifetime to realize that Elon Musk is a ketamine addict. A trust fund baby ketamine addict. That's why I said Donald Trump was the worst thing that could have ever happened to the game. All over the world. He was the worst thing. The worst thing. Because he out here giving up secrets. Like big ass secrets about the game. Big ass secrets. Big ass secrets. The rich run everything. You don't. That's a worldwide problem. But before, it was behind closed doors and different areas. A law would get passed and you wouldn't know who the hell wanted the law. You wouldn't know who the hell asked for the law, but your life got screwed. But in the meanwhile, they're telling you, hey, look at that person over there that don't look like you. You know they're getting more than you. Damn it, I'm going to fight. Like what? Them? Or the person that told you that shit? Donald Trump, meanwhile, is out here giving up the game. Krista, they voted for him out of ignorance. Donald Trump is only sitting in the White House right now because bias is won over common sense. I said what I said. Biases were bigger than common sense. Biases were bigger than common sense. Donald Trump spoke to the lizard brain of a lot of people. All those repressed thought processes that they had in their head led them to be just captivated by this goddamn idiot. Peter Thiel doesn't even believe you poor asses should have even a say in anything. He don't. I mean, the man did say it. His CEO of Palantir told y'all what the game is. Your poor ass don't matter. It don't. Look at your life. How much color is it? And I don't mean color like pastels and shit like that. I mean, no. Different voices. Different ideals. How many? How many? You got to search that shit. You got to search for it. You've got to search for it. Thomas, don't give me the excuse of ignorance. They effing knew this was revenge for Obama, pure hatred for fellow men, plain, pure, and simple. Star, again, that's the biases. That's the biases. When you lead with your gut feeling and your biases, you elect a con man. That's what you elect. Obama was not the end of racism in the United States. He was simply a middle-of-the-road centrist Democrat who had better ideas. I will never take away the monumentalness of him being elected president in the first place, the first African-American ever to do so. But what was the backlash? Everybody tells y'all, when you throw a boomerang, it comes back. Everybody tells you, when you pull a rubber band so far and let it go, it's going to smack you in the goddamn hand because it will come back. The elites wanted y'all to remember what kind of nation we lived in. They wanted your ass to remember. Oh, y'all elected that nigga? Let me remind you where you live. Let me remind you where you live. Do y'all know they tell you in the news how many lobbyists and organizations paid for, put money into a campaign? They tell you this out loud now. That's the game. That's the game being put in front of you. They no longer care. They no longer give a shit about your ass. They will tell you in a heartbeat, one of our Supreme Court justices is owned. Harlan Crow owns Clarence Thomas. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Infernal. I'll even go one further because their lives have been ruled by Republicans for decades, but blame their inadequacies on the Dems. The Dems versus Republican fight is bias on display. I hate going on a panel. I hate going on any live panel with somebody that tells me Democrat talking points versus Republican talking points. No, bitch, this shit sounds good in Hmong. This shit sounds good in French. Everything I am saying to y'all right now, you can repeat to any one of your friends right now, and they would understand it. Why? Because I am not Dem, Repub. I'm none of that shit. I told y'all what I was last week. I'm a humanist. And humanity as a whole is going to become stagnant because we are allowing people to turn us into blind eyes in front of our face right now. This is not a shot, a secret, or anything. They are telling your ass to your goddamn face what you're worth it. You, with $26 in your pocket, don't speak as loud as a person with $26 million in the bank. Said what I said? They're looking you in the face telling you this. Here's your little $26 donation. Here come Peter Thiel with $26 million. Who are they going to talk to? Your little ass? They don't give a shit about you. They don't. If you are a poor working class white person right now, you have more in common with those black folks in the hood than you do these rich white assholes. I just hit y'all with the reverse poverty of philosophy by Immortal Technique. Your poor working class ass has more in common with them black and brown people in the hoods and the barrios than them rich white assholes you keep trying to get next to. Argue with your mama. Do not argue with me. Argue with your mama. Do not argue with me. Yet for some reason, you can't see your life or any reflection of your life in those same groups. Because there's a mental block in your head. And anytime that mental block starts to waver just a tad bit, when you really start to see things for what they truly are, what do? DEI woke. DEI CRT woke. DEI CRT woke. DEI. They hit you with bullshit. They reduce something as complex as being aware of injustices in the United States to 4 letters, woke. There's a jackass running around here right now that is harassing Harley Davidson because they did not push back on their woke policies, their DEI policies. Y'all don't think black, brown, native, Asian, Jew, and Muslim people work at Harley Davidson? Are you kidding me? You don't think that you don't think that these same people are even attracted or drive Harley Davidsons? You can't get rid of DEI in these companies because you have people that are not white men that work there. You can't. How you going to do it? Fire all these people and just hire in a bunch of white folks? Yeah, sure, that'll work. It won't. The logistics of it should make your ass think. Be safe out there, Brother Shaft. I love you to death. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for being my brother. I love having you on around, brother. I love you to death, man. The logistics is enough to make you want to go, wait a minute. Hold on. What? Let's get rid of everybody that speaks Spanish in the country. The logistics and the outcome of that should make you go, hold up. Whoa, wait a minute. Do what? Do what? Huh? Wait, whoa. Wait one goddamn minute.
Oh, brother. Whoa. Now, you got too much dip on your chip.
I want y'all to think about that. 1/3 of the workforce leaves. What does that do to the other 2/3? Every black person is a criminal? Really? The logistics of that doesn't make any sense. I told y'all, I think I told y'all this, might have been last year, that I saw a comment on TikTok that I made a video about where the guy said in 2022, 400 million black babies were aborted. Oh my God! For that number to even be close to right. Now this, mind you, this was 2002. My mother had been dead for 2 years. I said, for that number to even be anywhere near correct, every black woman and child in the United States would have had to have had at least 3 abortions, including my mother, who passed away 2 years ago. But that's the ignorance, kids. Exact. Thank you, T-Time. One thing, if they leave, you're not getting a raise. I need you to hear me and understand me. Logistically, economically, common sense wise, some of this shit you could just debunk by having a conversation with somebody that is not a white man. I'm sorry. We could end racism in one generation if we taught the fact that black folks are no different than white people. Or even better yet, teaching white people that even calling yourself white is stupid. It's a trinket. It means absolutely nothing. There is no superiority in your skin. All these great men that they want you to look up to were rich. And these great men didn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. They had poor, dumb bastards like you fighting for them. It's bread and circuses, kids. Look up bread and circuses. I've heard some stupid shit yesterday. Yeah, stuff is expensive, but Trump promised that it was temporary. Again, Trump gave up the game. Trump is one of the stupidest rich people that has ever existed on the face of the goddamn earth. So, of course, he was going to pull down the curtain and y'all was going to see Oz behind the bitch. Look up bread and circuses. Look up bread and circuses. They give you no meat in the form of policies that make your life better. They give you no solutions to the issues that you are approached by. They give you bread and circuses. The Asian American community arguing with the black community. That is bread and circuses. If Asian Americans knew the strides that were made on their behalf by black folks that didn't know their names, there would be solidarity between the groups. I said what I said. I say all the time, America's 2 most hated groups are black folks and Jewish people. But you got Jewish people today that don't remember the struggle that Jewish people had when they came to the United States and how the only business they could do is with black folks. That's part of history you learn. I will use Australia as an example. And this is not me talking bad about anybody in Australia. Please understand that. Australia used to be Britain's prison colony. The Crown never gave a shit about your ass. They never did. Y'all were a nuisance to them. My children, they got black friends, so they are same as me. They bleed red. Exactly, Clarissa. The Crown never gave a shit about Australia. They still don't. They used Australia to send their criminals. And a society was built out of that. Rich and powerful people said the worst of the worst got to go to this island all the way over here. And you did. You built a society. They don't give a shit about you. Do you think the powerful crown gives a shit about you? No. You were a colonization. Except when they colonized Australia, they threw what they believed to be trash over there. Hey, France, remember that French Revolution that you had? The poor finally standing up to the rich? What happened? What happened? Who's still in charge? Germany. Y'all got led through the nose. The Jews were not your enemy. Economics was. Rich people wanting a war, poor people going to fight. Germany gets his ass whooped, they go back. And here comes this goddamn failed painter to come up and tell y'all, oh, it's the Jews. No, bitch, it's the rich. It's the same people that screwed you before the war started. Annabelle with the $2 super.
Donations, gifts.
The fact that we did have black versus Asian problem in the 80s, in the 90s. Latasha Harlins is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. But a lot of these people, a lot of these Asian folks don't remember Yellow Peril. There were a militant group of Asian Americans that sided with Fred Hampton to create the original Rainbow Coalition. There was the boots and cowboy hat wearing white boys that were part of this coalition. And what was the purpose of it? To stop the systemic issues that every one of these groups faced at the hands of the rich and powerful white men that have always ran this country. Lupus meant I had werewolf traits. Think about that. Think about that. Every single time someone stands up for the people, they're silenced or they're killed. People call it cancel culture. It's not. It's accountability. And the only people that talk about cancel culture are the ones that want to say nigger and just want to get away with it. Nobody said you can't say it. Just say it around the right people and see what happens. You don't get canceled, kid. But if your ass stands up for the rights of all people, you will get silenced. You will get knocked off. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? You will get your ass knocked off. Knocked off. These same people also asked if my having lupus meant I had werewolf traits. Which listen. I would have looked at them in the face and said, "Hey, suck
These nuts.
these nuts.
Got him.
Suck these nuts."
Got him.
Every single time a person stands up for the rights of the people, they get knocked off. Robert Kennedy, knocked off. JFK, knocked off. Medgar Evers, knocked off. Malcolm X, knocked off. Martin Luther King, knocked off. Annabelle with another $2.
Donations.
Stop Brooklyn all over again.
Gifts.
In the meanwhile, while you're over here fighting these fictional ass battles, your life ain't getting no goddamn better. Hold on. Newsflash, we are the economy. We all didn't work and stayed home for even a week. The economy will fall tremendously. It would. But you know y'all ain't gonna be able to do that. They got a chokehold on your ass. Right now, y'all, and none of y'all have to raise your hand. Miss Clarissa, thank you for coming in. Thank you for giving the world Wolfie. Thank you. Wolfie is Wolfie's my brother and my friend. And for you being his mother, let me say to you honestly, thank you. Thank you for bringing such an incredible man into the world and into my life. Thank you. Please have a good night's sleep. They got an economic chokehold on every person. And like I said, you ain't got to raise your hand. How many of you right now are struggling with bills? Told you. How many of y'all struggling with bills right now? All over the world. No matter where you are. And again, you ain't got to raise your hand because I already know. The elites have an economic chokehold on your ass. In America, you cannot afford to take a week off. Should we? Absolutely. Can we? No. We cannot. Because we know bills got to get paid. Economic chokehold. And not even in some good way. Not even in some what's the name of that book? What's the name of that goddamn book? The freaky book with the Christian Grey. Oh, 50 Shades of Grey type. No. They got a chokehold on your ass. And you're mad, as you should be. You are mad that every promise that was ever made by a government, they lied about. You should be mad about the fact that while your money is flying out of your pocket, Donald Trump is spending millions of it to have a birthday party. You should be mad at the reflecting pool is blue. You should be mad that there's a goddamn patio on the back of the Lincoln Memorial. You should be mad that the goddamn White House, half of it is gone. You should be, but you're not. But I bet you, and I'd even bet you because I already know. Oh, look, it's June 1st, Pride Month. Let me argue about it. Oh, shit, it's February 1st. It's Black History Month. I'm going to argue about saying nigger. Superficial bullshit that means nothing. Empty air, rice cakes. That's what the hell it is. Hydrate, elevate, self-love and self-care. I love you all. Have a beautiful day on purpose. That is the good word from Miss Tracina. I love you, Miss Tracina. When you arguing about abortion, you're not arguing about the fact that women should be able to control their own body. And it shouldn't be a conversation we're all having at the same time. When you say all lives matter, when people say Black lives matter, you are arguing a point we already know. We already know this. This is not a shock. This ain't a secret. We know these things. But right now, the people that are in the trouble are Black folk. Superficial shit. Rice cakes. This is all rice cakes. All of it. Rice cakes. Oh, that's what I'm about to do, Edo. All of it's rice cakes. Being woke is the biggest, thickest T-bone steak if you are not a vegan. If you're a vegan, imagine the greatest vegan dish you ever had in your life. Now imagine having that after having rice cakes. That's what being woke is. To be aware of the injustices around you. To be aware that your life has a lot in common with those people they told you to hate, those people they told you were less than, those people they told you had no morals. Your life is damn near identical. The only thing that's changing is the skin color. To be woke is to be aware of the fact that in America, everybody yells freedoms and liberty, but women cannot control their own goddamn body. To be woke is to be aware of the fact that we mistreat the poor, the working class, our disabled community, while we feed the maw of rich, white, landowning men. Again, to be woke is to be aware of the fact that white folks get killed unjustly, unarmed at the hands of police too, and police reform has to happen in order for all of us to be safe. To be woke is to be aware of the fact that you already live in a diverse country filled with people whose lives are different than yours, experiences are different than yours. They do not make your life less. They make your life better because you get an insight you could not get from where you're sitting. So diversity is already there. Equity is every single goddamn person that works their ass off deserves a share, a seat at the damn table, which is where inclusion comes in. And don't forget accessibility, meaning whether you're an able-bodied person or a person with disabilities, everybody's voice sits at that table and we all discuss it. That's what DEIA means. Not DEI, oh, look, it's a black person, DEI. That's that rice cake shit. A plain, fresh out the box, no flavoring rice cake. But when you fight against woke, you are fighting against actually knowing any of that. Any of what I just said. Any of it. When you hear people saying we're getting rid of the woke agenda, the agenda of what? To learn something? To be aware of some shit? To understand how history repeats? Because, ladies and gentlemen, what do they always say? Those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. We are. And we've been repeating it for a hot minute. The rich never get their hands dirty. The elites never have to bend down and bow down. They ain't got to do that. You got to do that to them. It's a cycle that keeps repeating. And they tell your ass not to be woke. So does we the people only stand for a certain we the people, but not all the people of the United States? True. When they wrote that goddamn shit on that paper, they wasn't talking about your little poor ass. Your little poor white ass, they didn't give a shit about you. Poor black ass, they didn't give a shit about you. Asians, there was very few, if any, Asians in America, and they damn sure wasn't many Latino people. Gay was some shit that was happening between rich men. They called it buggery. They wasn't thinking about your poor ass. They wasn't. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. You out of your goddamn mind. You think they wrote that for you? You know why I say everybody that's always alarmed when a Democrat gets in the White House and start grabbing their guns, you know why that shit pisses me off? Because if it was a threat, they'd take it from. They would legislate a way for you not to have it. You ain't no threat to these people. You can't AR-15 your way out of this shit. You can't. You can stockpile waiting to take down a tyrannical government. Bitch, they will F up your credit and blow up your house. And they won't even take their goddamn pants off to do it. Somebody will roll over, look in their phone, press a button, your entire existence is gone. They roll right back over and go to sleep. They ain't care. They don't give a shit about your goddamn gun. That's why nobody's coming to take it. Democrat, Republican, they're not coming to take it because they realize you ain't no threat. You ain't no goddamn threat to these people. The power that they have means your bullets are meaningless. They can hire people, and not just some randos on the street. They hire the best of the best of the goddamn best. Be safe, Dragon. I love you, man. A little act of kindness does a world of good. I love you all. See you all tomorrow. Take care of each other. Love you, Dragon. Thank you for being here, brother. So I'm going to end this show like this so we can get to this box. You gotta let go of this shit. You have to. You got to embrace woke in a way that you probably won't even understand, but your children will, and your grandchildren will, and generations after. Woke is not a bad thing. It simply means to be aware. Reject every white person that you hear talking about how bad woke is. Reject them not just from their words, but get in their face and tell them you don't know what the F you're talking about. You sound stupid. You sound real dumb. Because to be aware of the injustices in the United States means that you know what you're fighting, you know why you're fighting, and you know who you're fighting with. Can we not? I love you. Love you, damn it. Have a good day. Make sure y'all remember that. Stop rejecting it. Stop. Stop giving in to fear. Stop giving in to misconceptions. Stop giving in to your biases and your prejudices. Learn. We could have racism solved in a generation if we learn. Do not be afraid of history. Learn from it. You are part of the masses. You are not white or black or brown or any of the other shit. You're American. You're a human being. Above even being an American, you're a human being. If some shit don't feel right, if some shit don't seem right, then say that. Say that part out loud as you can. Be willing to fight with people who historically they told you were bad people. Understand that your poor ass in a trailer park or a rundown house has as much in common with a black man or a black woman, a black single mother in the projects than you realize. And start teaching your kids this. You want this cycle to end? You want it to end? You're going to have to fight for it. And the first way, the very first tool in your arsenal to fight the way the world operates right now is to wake your punk ass up. Sound like MC8 when I said to wake your punk ass up. All right, kids, before we leave, hold on. Whoa. Now, as you guys know, Edo is over in Korea and Japan and things of that nature. I asked him for one thing, a coffee mug, because as y'all know, I am a coffee drinker and I have a collection of mugs. So let's see, what did Edo send to the villain? I hope y'all ready, because I am. I hope y'all are ready. God damn it, Edo, I don't even know how to open this box, B. Edo put the thing down on this box. Goddamn box has got more thing on it than a mug, man. Whole box full of tape. So I love when I get shit like this and I get a chance to open it, because I told y'all I didn't think this show was going to be successful. I really didn't. I did not see that this show would be where it is. A Catman update. Catman has settled in. He seems to be getting along. My grandson Akiri loves hanging out with him. He told me so, and I did get a video chat with my grandson and Catman. So Catman is fine. Now, let's take a look and see what did Edo send me. Edo, this is for what? Japan? This is from Japan. One day when this barn is fully fleshed out and painted and walls and everything, I'm going to have a shelf with all of my coffee mugs on. This will be part of that collection. All right. What do we got here? Ooh. So pretty. What do we got? Holy shit. Would y'all look at that? Look at that. This is my first coffee mug from the beautiful country of Japan, brought to you by Edo. Edo, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much. Even got a tabloid magazine along the Tobu Railway. Ooh, child. I ain't gonna be able to read a goddamn thing about it, but damn it, this looks fantastic. I ain't gonna be able to read none of this. And I forgot Japanese people open this shit differently. So, but Edo, thank you so very much. Like I said, I collect coffee mugs. I have coffee mugs from the United States. I've got coffee mugs from Germany. I've got coffee mugs from South Korea. I think I did. I don't know if I do. I have beer steins from Germany. I got all this is gonna be on display. All of it. Edo, thank you. All right, kids, I'm gonna end this show so you guys can go start your beautiful days. As always, let me go back. Be limitless. I love you for who you are and exactly as you are. I am so effing proud of you. Wear your darkness as a crown so beautiful, even the night envies you. That is the inspirational word from Miss Star O'Gwen. Come on, Miss Lyles, where my pay? Is Miss Lyles? Where the hell is Miss Lyles? I ain't seen her all morning. Come on now. I need my loving word. What you playing? What you playing for? As always, kids, if you like what I'm doing here and want to support, think about becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/Thomas the Villain Bishop. As little as $3 a month, you can help me keep all of this running. I love the fact that we have this show. I truly do. But I told y'all, it ain't a me, it's a we. It's always a we. I never thought this would be successful. I never thought I could pull it off. Like, I was used to doing podcasts, but I was never used to doing something like this. This production is something incredible. And it is all because of you. Please remember that. I will be bringing back Enemy of the State. I'll probably post it in Patreon, the unedited version, and then post the edited version over on YouTube. And the audio will go towards podcast. So look that up. Patreon.com/Thomas the Villain Bishop. Before we go, I'm going to leave you with the universal greeting of the goddamn coffee beans. Bow your heads!
How you doing? I woke up. Everybody else, because I woke up. That's how I look at it. You all had a chance until I woke up. Today's mine. That's just what it is.
I sincerely hope you guys live your day like that. I hope y'all tell y'all friends that exact same thing. Good morning. How you doing? I woke up. Everybody else is effed because I woke up. Not arrogantly, but purposefully. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the show is not anything without you. And the world is not anything without you. If nobody tells you they love you today, I love you. If nobody tells you they're proud of you today, I am proud of you. If no one tells you that the world is infinitely sweeter and better with you being in it, I'm saying. You guys make my morning. 5 days a week, I get a chance to come in here and entertain you guys. It is the honor of my life. What is it that we say every single day, kids? May your day be as sweet as the coffee in your cup. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Thomas Bishop. I am known as the Villain. My title and designation is the Brutalist, the leader of the Villains Guild, a proud, upstanding member of the Outcast Nation. And this has been an incredibly woke Misunderstandings and Furniture Moving Monday episode of The Sound of Coffee on Ghost Law Productions Radio, GCPR, where every voice matters. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the Taz Effect with the one, the only Miss Taz J. And she probably will still be recovering from tequila slushes. Wow, just one, and her ass was knocked off. Goddamn tequila. Listen, oh, you're fine, sir. Okay. Like that tequila slush wasn't talking to you like,
swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you...
You know I love you, Taz. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Taz Effect with the one and only Taz J. I love you. I do not say that like as hyperbole. I do not say that flippantly. I genuinely mean it. Because after all, that is the coffee bean way. As always and forever. With love in my heart, I say this. With peace on my mind, I give this. Annabelle, stay back. Stay back, Annabelle. I'm going to get you and your wife pregnant. Stay back over there, Annabelle. You and Ashley both. Go on back in the back. Ooh, God. Damn, this man's fine. God. And just a tad bit of hair grease. Y'all make sure to put Star in the Discord server, please. She should have been in there. Make sure we get her in there, please. I love you all. Be safe. Peace. Hey, love you. Your ass better not forget it. I'll see y'all in the morning. Peace.